Welcome to the Vault. Nick Cashone, and
Julie Abel.
this week we're going to celebrate National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to have my buddy Dan Rupp.
Yep.
He's from Bort Insurance. He's an insurance agent that I've used for a while. Julie's used him too. You're going to want to tune in and watch this. We had a good old time with him. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
He was very funny. Lots of good stories, and a reason why we both like to use. I mean, it really just in general. So tune in next. We'll stay with you in the moment. Welcome back into the Vault, folks. Here we are today. I'm Nick Cashone. This is Julie Abel. She is my partner in crime, as we talked about last week. And today we're here with my pal, Dan Rupp.
Dan Rupp
and I have known each other for a while. We work together on I do the mortgage side, and he helps a lot of my clients with their insurance.
Yes.
Basically. I mean, that's kind of where Dan is. So tell everyone a little bit about who you are. Like, Dan, what do you do for a living?
I'm Dan Rupp. I'm a partner at Bort Insurance. I've been in the insurance business for roughly 20 years, 25, I don't know.
Wow.
It's been a long time. I've worked with Nick a long time. I've worked a little bit with Julie as well, and we've always seemed to find good solutions for all of our customers together. So
we do. So
it was an easy choice to come here and do this with you guys.
How do you like working at State Farm?
I hate it. I actually am a Bort Insurance agent, and I sell for area insurance. So
I thought this was
it's terrible.
Jake.
So instead of just introducing you normally, like a normal person, I've got to totally
Bort Insurance.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I like that you guys both have very short last names. It's very easy, and Bort, Rupp. They sound like people throwing up or something.
Well, my wife loved it when she got married. I mean, she was a Trojanowski.
Ooh,
and she went from
okay.
Amy Trojanowski to Amy Rupp.
Oh, that's
so
a no-brainer.
Loves that.
3 syllables to 5 or 6.
You know what? Spelling. I went from being loose to able, so I mean,
you did.
Just so you know, I was kidding. We have to introduce where you work, and
yes,
I used to work. My brother works at Area Insurance. He doesn't do the sales, and I'm sure that's a challenge. Sales. We've had people who sell. About it was the people that we've had on here sell different things, and insurance is a challenge, and anyone who can do that well is a successful human being. So I've got a hat tip on you for being able to do that.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
And it keeps people trying to be safe. That's the thing. You have
goals. It definitely is. I don't consider myself a salesperson. I consider myself more of an advisor. I explain coverages, let them know what they can do for them, and try to get them in the best place they can get, at the most affordable price that they can get at.
Well, and that's why you're successful. You don't come across as being
I'm never pushy. Right. I've always been a person who just tells people what it is. You have a policy, you have these coverages. Well, I don't like this because of that.
Right.
But there's these things, and there's so many different things.
I think that's the way that anyone succeeds in that type of field. I mean, I feel the same way. Mortgage, obviously, I think more than anything, you sell yourself, and then you're not really selling policies. Not that you're selling yourself, but people want to go see you because they see you as a trustworthy guy, problem solver, someone like that. And I kind of feel the same way. It's like people come to me and they're like, okay, let's get a mortgage. I got a house offer. I got an offer accepted. Let's get that mortgage. And
call Dan. He'll figure out your insurance.
Right, exactly.
We'll get this closed quick.
And I want to speak to that. I want to say that I was both. I was a teacher for 10 years. I've been a real estate agent for longer. So we teach people. So, and honestly, there's not a lot of difference. Like if you've ever been to a faculty meeting, and then there's people that come to your faculty meeting to present or have a meeting of some sort. The teachers are type A. They're like squirrel. They're looking at things. They're doing things. They're checking off things, and they're sort of listening, and they're multitasking. Put yourself in a room full of real estate agents. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And so we have this like people-oriented mindset and people oriented, way about us, and we're trying to teach and we're trying to help. So we always think out of the box and we're always trying to solve problems.
Yeah.
So, but that's sales though, and there's nothing
Right.
embarrassing or shameful to say I'm in sales, but you're helping.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
And on the way you describe that, I can think of my wife. My wife actually is a teacher.
okay, very
Perfect.
good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She's been a second grade teacher, third grade art teacher,
That's awesome.
first grade, maybe art again. Who knows? I don't know.
Whatever they do in first grade.
She does what's
First
needed,
grade.
and she does a great job with everything. So
That's
I
awesome.
get what you say, but
Yeah,
I tell her all the time. I'm like, I literally teach people insurance.
Yeah.
that's right.
I don't push anything on anybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, my best friends can attest to you. I've never pushed them to buy insurance from me,
Mm-hmm.
although they all have. I mean,
Mhm.
because they have to.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
when you want
it's
to
all
make
good.
when you want to make a point, I've learned that we need to talk to the camera
Yes, that's
directly.
right. That's
Give
right.
people a look. You
They
said
have
That's why I did that. I just
know.
did that.
You did a very good job.
Mhm.
I thought that was the way to do that.
No, it's
Yeah,
right. It's the
a
right
great,
way.
It's great.
Is there a wrong way?
There's not a wrong way
I
for
don't know.
insurance. Talk a little bit about, so you said you're a partner. Is that that's something that's new?
It is new.
Yeah.
Last October, I actually bought into the agency. I am a 50% owner
Catches
of
everything.
Bort Insurance Services.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, we're right on 38th and Washington, right in Erie,
Yeah.
like the center of everything. It's
Absolutely.
a great spot.
Awesome.
I feel like we're 10 minutes from everywhere in
Yeah.
the city anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got clients. I've got clients in Long Island. I got clients
Do you
in
really?
Cincinnati, Columbus.
Okay.
So we're mainly Pennsylvania and our tri-state area, but
Yeah.
we have clients that move
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to change their carriers.
Right.
They want the people, they want the service that our office offers. So we like to try to give that to them.
So talk a little bit about that. So with Erie Insurance, I know
Mhm.
Erie Insurance isn't maybe a national company per se, but it has a wide footprint. So are there any limitations to where they cover?
Erie Insurance has about 13 states, I believe, plus
Okay.
DC.
Kind of mid-Atlantic into the Midwest a little bit.
Well, not too
No.
far, but yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
they go out. Don't ask me to tell you all
Don't
their
quote
states.
you on all the states. Yeah,
You know,
we'll do that later. We'll have a
I'm
we'll have a
licensed.
test.
I'm licensed in 4 states. I
Okay.
sell in 3.
Okay.
So
When did Erie Insurance become a thing? Like what year? Just kidding.
that's great. That's a great question.
Yeah, tell us all the history. Did you, when you became
I always
a partner?
I always get Erie Insurance mixed up with Cathedral Prep. I'm
Oh,
not even kidding. It's like
Really?
1921 or
Some of those-
1925. 1925 Erie became Prep. Prep was 1921. I'm a graduate of Prep.
the
so
20s.
And who
The
was
they
the-
both
20s
started
were
around
busy.
the same
Who is
time.
the founder of both? Just kidding.
Yes, H.O. Hurt.
Oh,
Yes,
great.
H.O.
ALS,
Hurt.
and
Yeah.
Mr. Cathedral.
Mr. Cathedral.
Yeah.
But his nickname was Prep.
Well, he started preparatory school. They just cut it down.
And they were just like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Prep, what's up?" And he just
I think it
called
was Father Cathedral.
Father Cathedral.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Wasn't it? What is it? Bishop Gannon or something? I
My
don't know.
goodness.
Whatever. So two Erie big institutions, obviously, though, Erie Insurance and Cathedral Prep. They
Yeah.
kind of, so you've gone from one large, organization to another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long run.
So you graduated from Prep. You were
1995.
95.
Yeah.
Why did you
So-
do that face?
So
Though?
Gen
Why'd
Xer,
you-
right?
Well, because I'm older than Nick.
He is older than me.
Yeah, but I'm older than both of you. So
We lined up.
I
an age-
wasn't putting
age
that out
order.
there.
I mean, I literally.
Julie, you didn't have to talk about it.
We
But
weren't
he
talking
made
about
the
that.
face. He went. "Ugh." That's like older than dirt.
She's
We've
like,
already
I'm a
just-
different time.
We've already decided that I'm a vampire. Yes. So.
Julie is a vampire. She hasn't. I've known her for about 10 years, and she hasn't really aged much. So I don't know. Dan, you haven't aged much. I've known you for almost 10 years. I don't know. Yeah.
I got some grays. I don't have my beard right now, so you don't see them all.
I was looking. I was close to you here. I don't see a whole lot of gray in there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, my son called me out the other day.
Did he?
It didn't feel good.
So speaking of your son, you dropped your
Felt
son
great.
off recently.
Yes.
And coming home, you had some issues on your way home.
As a matter of fact, it was on the way down.
Oh, the way
Wait, where
down.
does your son live?
My son lives technically. He lives at home with us.
Okay.
He goes to college at John Carroll University in
Oh.
Cleveland.
Okay.
My nephew goes there. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Your nephew's got to be super smart and fantastic.
he is like literally.
So yeah, my son has an internship with UBS down in Florida.
Nice.
He's currently living on Merritt Island. It was hard to drop him off and leave. I did not miss him when I dropped him off in college.
Yeah.
I was kind of glad he was gone, but he was like an hour and a half away.
So it's even a little bit further.
Now it's like
a little more real.
Yeah. Now if he's in trouble, I can jump in a car and I can get there in like 23 hours.
Yeah.
But when he's in Cleveland, it's like I can get there in an hour and a half.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on the way down,
Gotta get a plane or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the way down, we had a little car trouble. Our lug nuts popped off the car. Yeah. We're on, I want to say I-71.
Wow.
And I pulled over, and as the car was making a noise, and then it kicked out behind us.
Yeah.
And
that is literally my worst fear, that a wheel falls off in the middle of traffic.
And the wheel, it did not. It didn't
so the wheel
actually
stayed
fall
on.
off.
Okay, so the wheel stayed on.
That is the worst.
The wheel stayed on. We had two lug nuts shear off of the back left
Where'd they
passenger driver's side.
Did you see them?
Did they literally go into somebody else's car?
I promise you, I did not run back through traffic to find them.
No.
I mean,
It would have been scary as all get out.
You just got to wonder where that went.
So
someone else a few miles behind you had an accident because they hit two stray lug nuts.
There was chaos behind
they got a broken windshield.
Dan drives through, he parks safely, and then everyone else there's a pile up behind.
There's a philosophy of never looking in your rearview mirror.
Yeah,
you literally did not look in your rearview,
especially when your car's doing this.
Right. What state were you in when that
happened? We were about 35 miles north of Charlotte.
Holy.
Okay.
So luckily we already had a hotel
in the mountainy area when it happened. Or?
No, we were in a very calm area. We were basically a straightaway. There's no back and forth.
I had a relative.
I was in the fast lane going like 85. I was speeding. I'm not gonna lie. I
then
sell insurance. Don't speed. It's bad.
What the heck?
So I was going a little fast.
Does Erie Insurance have those little things like Progressive has that they put in the car? Clearly they don't.
They do.
Okay.
Erie Insurance gives rewards.
Clearly they don't.
Erie Insurance does. Erie Insurance actually gives rewards. They'll give you a gift card. My car doesn't move without a seatbelt. Does not move without a seatbelt.
Nice.
But we were driving, and I was speeding down there. The speed limit was 83. I was going 84. So when I pulled over to the side of the road, I switched lanes.
I love odd numbers.
I was passing. It's
At
true.
least if you're going to make something up, say it's 80.
North Carolina is a super weird state with speed
like
limits.
83.5 is our
and a half.
Yeah.
5.5. The 81 speed limit.
So I pulled over.
If you're not in your mind,
and I saw two lug nuts sheared off. It was a worst case scenario type thing, We call a tow truck. You got to wait like 2 hours for a tow truck.
Yeah. That was scary too. Did everyone pull over away?
No.
I literally had to pull over into the grass, like way off the brim.
Did anyone stop to
we were at like one of the like only bends that we saw for like a while, and it was like one of these. And I pulled off to the grass, and semis would drive by, the whole car would shake.
Oh my goodness!
But we pulled out, like I literally walked up. I had 3 lug nuts left, and I could tighten them with my fingers.
Oh jeez!
Tow truck drivers showed up within a half an hour. I called 4 tow truck companies.
So always make sure your nuts are secure.
Your nuts.
Tighten your nuts.
That's always a thing, Julie.
I wouldn't know. My lug nuts are always secure.
There was a relative. That's why I asked if you're in the mountain. A relative of mine had some little car issues, oil or something, and they had to literally. There was a Dollar General, and I've joked. I did a video on my TikTok or something about Dollar Generals, how plentiful they are, and literally some towns, the only store they have is Dollar General.
That's their Wegmans. That's their Target. That's their Target.
I just want to tell you that I took my daughter down to West Virginia for a hypnotherapy conference. Not West Virginia. I'm sorry. The hypnotherapy conference was in Virginia Beach. But we did go. We did go to West Virginia.
We were going to make a connection.
University when we were down there just recently for a softball.
Awesome.
A softball thing.
So your daughter going to go to Marshall?
But when we were down in West Virginia and Virginia, I was constantly, when I was driving down in Virginia Beach, I was constantly worried about something like this happening in the Beltway and all the places in between here and there, and just not knowing the roads. And then it started getting dark early because it was in November, and then it started raining.
Yeah.
if something happens at all, you're going to be sitting duck.
You're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You get you're a sitting duck.
Yes. I lived in West Virginia for a little over 5 years.
Okay.
I went to college there, yes. It took me over 5 years to graduate.
That's all right. West Virginia, that's actually an accomplishment, I think.
WVU, I'm one of the few friends that I went to orientation with that actually graduated.
I graduated?
Yeah, it's fast.
I went to school right across the river in Marietta, Ohio. So we were right across the river from West Virginia. So I'm familiar with West Virginia.
What school was that?
Marietta College.
Okay.
It was a little small college on the river there.
But
yeah,
but
we're
I
all
wouldn't
familiar
sell
with the West
yourself
Virginia.
short here because you said that you also got a district life insurance sales award. That's pretty awesome.
That was recently. That was last year. We had a big district sales contest.
Okay.
And at the time, I'm still fighting for what I've already earned. But at the time, I was fighting for partnership. I wanted to get hearing insurance approval for everything, and I did everything in my power to do everything I could to put out great numbers, and I did. And to my surprise, at our annual branch meeting, they called me up for a life sales award, which was
awesome.
It was a surprise to me, and I wasn't sure how to react. But I got ever pressed up there. I got to shake Tony DeBreo's hand. Love you, Tony.
Shout out Tony.
Tony's awesome. Actually, he's super awesome.
So you said that was something that like normally your brand Bort is something that's real big in life. So
our office like we've always been more of a personal lines agency, and since I came on as partner, one of my goals is to expand on the commercial insurance. We do a lot of small businesses, landscapers, concrete companies, things like that, and life insurance has been a big focus of mine since I came on as partner.
So should we get we can
life insurance? Yeah.
No, can we pull up Dennis Bort on this and talk to him a little bit?
We could, but right now he's actually at Lawrence Park Golf Club. He's playing his partners match.
Okay.
So he's pretty busy. I don't want to interrupt him.
So
I hope he wins. Good luck, Dennis.
So I have a question
Love
for you,
buddy.
Dan. Dan, you're a big golfer, right? You like to golf a lot.
I like to golf. I'm not great, but I like to.
You and I went golfing a couple of years ago at a tournament, right?
That happened.
Did it?
It did. It was so fun. It was so fun.
How come you didn't call me back?
How come you didn't call me back? That's what I
tell everyone a little bit about the second hole.
Second hole?
No, it was the first hole, actually.
First hole?
Nick, it was the first hole.
Oh, my God.
It was the first hole up at Beechwood. Beechwood's a great course. I actually golfed there yesterday.
Did you?
So
if you're familiar with Beechwood, no, it's 18.
Yeah, so on Beechwood, there's Interstate 90 is just to the left of the first and second holes. The first hole has barely any trees, so Nick probably hit the longest drive of his life that day.
It was.
He cracked it.
I hit it, and I heard everyone go, "Whoa!" And I thought, "This is a big hit."
It was a big hit. As it bounced down I-90 eastbound, it kept going and going and going.
That's amazing.
And it bounced over to the median. I'm not sure if it made it to the westbound lane.
It went in the median.
It did not cause any car accidents. Nobody got hurt.
Would insurance cover that?
Yeah, would insurance cover
Would it?
Would it be
that's
my
a question
insurance?
mark. Like I've seen similar
Golf club
situations.
It's going to be a split.
Yeah,
It's going to be a split. You're driving, so you have to start as part of
that. I'm not in a claims adjuster.
I was driving.
Per se, so
it was my driver's insurance.
I am a certified insurance counselor. I do have CIC after my name, but I am not. I do not have an adjuster's license. But in my opinion, since he's not a professional golfer, he cannot be considered liable for it.
So it's amateur, and you don't know. So the course being there, anything can happen.
Because we all suck at golf at any time given.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. So you have this goal in mind, and you're starting to gain momentum, and you're starting to feel like you're selling, and you're starting to feel really super successful, and you're seeing you're seeing what you see going higher and higher and getting closer to your goal, right?
Yeah.
What do you think was the driving force of that? What kind of mindset did you have to get yourself in a positive frame of mind to do these things?
That's funny. You didn't ask me that before. My driving goal.
Surprise.
My driving goal was my father. Honestly.
Okay.
My father owned Rupp Limousine. He owned a bar before Rupp Limousine. He was, and I always gave him a hard time. I went to prep. I have all these friends. Dads give me the business type thing, and it's like I wasn't that kid, and I want to make sure. I wanted to give my kids. I wanted my kids to be that kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it came to it, and when I fell into insurance, it was never my goal from the beginning. It just happened.
Okay.
But it was one of those things. It's like, okay, I want to go. I want to be an owner. I want my kids to have this option.
Absolutely.
I want them to have this option, and they can go do whatever they want in the world. And if they're happy, I'm happy.
Right.
But I want them to have that option because, my dad sold Rupp Limousine. I think I was in 3rd or 4th grade. Still has our family name. My
that's what I was going to say.
My grandfather started it. My dad and his brothers ran it. My
Mhm.
dad ended up with it, and my dad sold it.
I remember the commercial for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But we didn't do the commercial. That was the new people.
Oh.
Rob Affensteiner and his family.
His family
they're a great
didn't-
family. They do a great job.
His family
with the
didn't
business.
have to do commercials.
We love the
Affensteiners. It was just very.
We didn't. We were the only.
They were the company.
Yeah.
We're the only limo place in here.
Right.
That's
I mean,
true.
my dad drove Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Johnny Cash.
No way.
Anyone that
Wow.
ever came in here.
What?
Yeah.
Johnny Cash one time. My dad told me a story. He had Johnny Cash in his limo.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was always starstruck, but Johnny Cash hit him different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Johnny Cash hits me different. I love Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Isn't he
yeah.
great? He's
So
great.
when I told my dad how much I love Johnny Cash, he's like, you realize I drove Johnny Cash when he was in Erie back in the day.
Wow.
That's awesome.
He said he's the only person that I ever asked for an autograph from while I was driving.
Really?
Wow.
He said, excuse me, Mr. Cash, can I please have your autograph?
Wow.
Johnny said, give me a pen. He handed a pen back. He signed a $100 bill and handed it to my dad.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What a classy dude.
That's
oh
awesome.
my gosh.
My
I
dad
love
put
that.
it in his wallet, and when he got home, my mom wanted money for groceries, and he accidentally gave the $100
Oh
bill.
no!
And she spent it on family groceries
Oh
and
my
lost
god.
it.
What? Are
Oh.
you kidding me?
That's the story my father told me.
Oh man!
But yes,
Oh
yes.
my gosh, that's a great
So he
story.
told me how starstruck he was with Johnny Cash when he was.
Yeah.
Well,
in
you
the
know
area.
what? With life as anything else, the memory was more than anything. So that story and the memory was
And it's my
worth
memory now.
worth
too, 'cause
way
I'm
more
like,
than an autograph, right? Exactly.
I think that's the only time I ever smacked my father.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell, man?
Oh my gosh. that's a
Hey,
great story.
we're having a good time. We're gonna take a little break here. You stick with us for a few more minutes.
I could probably do that.
Okay.
Nice.
We'll be back in the vault after this. Welcome back into the vault.
Bloopers.
We're here again. Bloops. Oops.
What are you looking at in there, Julie? What's going on? What's going on in box 153?
153.
Get in real close, folks.
If only we're 157.
Right. I can't
Today
figure that out.
It's
Why?
National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
Is that a thing?
It is. It is. It's National Vanilla Milkshake Day. And it almost sounds like an insult. Like, you're a vanilla milkshake. Like,
Dude, I like strawberry milkshakes.
I mean,
well,
this is pretty vanilla.
bad news for you, good news for the rest of us.
All the topics we've been talking about have been pretty vanilla.
We've been pretty vanilla today.
And I love vanilla milkshakes too.
Right?
Julie, do you got anything in 153 back
153. Let's take a look,
Let's
boys
see.
and girls.
Oh, what's that?
What? Vanilla
there?
milkshakes.
Vanilla milkshake. Da, 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 da.
Out of box 153.
153, not 157.
Nope.
We tried.
We looked, actually. There's no
We
157,
did our
but we
best.
go up to about 306, 18, something like that.
I'm going to find it.
There's
You'll
no
see.
157. All right.
Peel out thing?
Oh.
So it doesn't, maybe, I don't
Well, this is Dairy Queen.
Straws.
It pays to be on a milk.
know. Straws.
It pays to be on a milkshake cast.
Yeah, see, last week was axe throwing day, so we got to. So you missed axe throwing. Today you get milkshakes, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay.
Delightful.
Delicious.
Milky. They've been
Thank
here.
you so much.
They're very milky. They've been here about 25 minutes already.
It's okay.
It's so cold. I got brain freeze already.
The magic of television.
Honestly, 153 acts like a cooler. I mean, it really does.
It looks
It's
like a cooler.
Yeah, it feels like you could store stuff in there and it'll keep the temperature. Don't you think?
I think we could put some little ice boxes in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those
Put
little
ice
blue
in there.
things.
That's right, and then have like a basic, like very many boxes of refrigerated items.
You could put like 6 packs of soda in there.
Right.
You could. Soda. Yeah.
Soda would work.
Soda pop.
Soda pop.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a soda or a pop folk?
I actually say
Not
soda.
into the soda.
You guys are from Erie, PA.
I do. I know. Everyone hounds on me about
You
that.
know what? I find myself saying soda more often too. Actually,
My wife has made fun of me for over 20 years about it.
I think the soda agenda is winning folks over. I think it is.
It should.
Something about it.
I get it.
I mean, I'll say pop here and there, and I know we're a pop town. Like I know that's kind of what we are or whatever. But
like I lived in West Virginia, and I had a lot of New Jersey people, a lot of Pittsburgh people when I was in college, and they all called it soda. Some called it pop.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're in West Virginia, you know what they call? They call everything, even a Sprite. They pull up to McDonald's. They're like, "Can I get a Coke?"
Coke.
Yep.
They say, "What kind of Coke do you want?" You're like,
past that Mason-Dixon line.
First time it happened to me, I'm like, "Oh, I'll have a Happy Meal with a Coke."
Yeah.
They're like, "What kind of Coke?" I'm
what
like,
kind of Coke? You're like, Coke. Damn
I'm like, Coca-Cola.
like Coca-Cola.
I'm like, I didn't know what to say.
Coca-Cola.
True
What do you
story.
mean, what kind of Coke?
That's a
what
true
kind
story.
of joint you're running
The
here?
kind in a bag.
Like what kind of Coke
Little
we
bag.
talking about? Like
You
what
got
is this?
that.
West Virginia is something else. Like they serve Coke
Yeah,
in a
Coke.
drive-through.
A dime bag.
Yeah, and my friend's like, "What kind of Coke you want?" They're like, "Sprite." I'm like,
Sprite.
It's not Coke. It's
Yeah,
not Coke.
no,
That one I can understand soda. I can understand pop. Coke doesn't. Make sense.
It doesn't make sense at
That's
all.
the truth. I heard.
It does
That's
not make sense.
that is
It's
not
a
the
real
first-
thing.
Yep, and it's not the first time I heard that. So
It's
for
a
sure.
real thing.
Crick or Creek?
It's the real thing. Coke is the real
Are
thing.
you a Crick or Creek guy?
Well, I grew up Crick.
Okay.
I'm going down to the Crick,
Yeah.
Okay.
but now I'm a Creeker.
Yeah. I'm a Creek guy. Are you a Crick or Creek?
I'm definitely a Creek.
You're Creek.
Yeah, I can't do Creek.
Roof or roof?
Definitely a roof.
Roof.
Who says roof?
Some people
Lot of
do.
people.
A lot of people say rough.
I need a new
Lot
roof.
of
I need to
people.
get a rough.
Oh, sorry, Chris Herr, for saying I'm a Creeker because you're the number one Creeker.
Hmm.
Oh no.
That's what everyone calls him.
They call him Creeker.
That's his name.
Oh, really? And people called you what was it? Rupee? Was that a nickname? Rooper?
This came up. I can't believe this just came up again.
Yeah.
Roopers.
Roopers.
So Roopers, yeah. Like a lot of my emails are like DM Roopers. Like,
Even though you actually pronounce it rap, the people call you
It was
Rooper.
Roop that came through.
it is because our family came from Germany. We were there. We actually
Was
came
it
in.
actually
We
Roop
came in
something
and
at
it was
one point?
Roop. It was like
It was
Roop with like an umlaut or something. It
Interesting.
came from group with a K, but when
They
they
took the
came
K
here,
out.
it was Roop.
Interesting.
And the other Rups in the area are there's German Rups, there's Polish Rups. The other ones came in as like Rupcheskis,
Right.
Rupinskis.
Right.
So they came in as Rups too. So
Okay.
there's like two factions
Right.
of Rups in Erie.
My maiden name is Luce, and
We
It
we
really
talked
is. I
about
thought
that
you were
earlier.
joking about that.
no, it's true.
She
That's
really
why I
did.
said it.
She really did
That's why I
jump from
said
loose to able.
I thought that
I
was
said
a
it.
joke.
I went from being loose to able. Okay, but literally,
But it's L-U-C-K
Cheers.
Thank
though,
you. Cheers,
right?
right? LUC can either be Italian or it can be French.
Is it Italian?
So Italians are
Luce.
over. We're over. The Italian faction is over in the Harbor Creek Northeast area, but I'm the French,
Oh, you're the French side.
and so we're not
But you
related.
still live out there.
But you
Yes.
live in the
Isn't
Italian
that odd?
section.
It is.
so
Yeah.
literally, we're still the only ones that are.
So it's probably what,
Yeah.
like Luce or Lucci originally?
well,
Luciano.
Luce, and
Well,
then
it's probably Luciano or something.
and
like
loose. Loose means light. So loose French would still be loose. So
Okay.
yeah.
When they try to hide themselves from the mob, they switch to
Right.
loose.
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
So
They're in
then
hiding.
I don't know who you're talking about. It's loose.
what do you mean mob? I've never heard of mob.
I don't
There's
know.
there's no such thing as the mafia.
There
I
is
don't
no-
know what you're talking about. I'm French.
Bonjour.
I have the cigarette.
Bonjour, man.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, dude.
Yeah.
It's
I like
so
that this
cute.
episode we say that we're like society and culture, but I say a subculture of comedy, and I like that this one is going to be straight comedy pretty much.
There's
So
not anything
it's-
serious going on.
Well,
love it.
we all get along and we have fun.
That's
Yep.
right.
We always have.
You know,
so
just-
that's a good thing.
Folks, I called Dan the other day, and I called him knowing I was going to ask him to come on the show, but the first thing he said to me was like, I've been meaning to call you. I want to get together. And I said,
Facts.
funny you say that.
I did.
I said,
Why
why
don't-
don't we get together in the vault?
Right.
I was
And,
thinking lunch.
yeah.
Facts.
You were thinking
Facts.
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 Milkshakes in a vault.
Like maybe we can go to Wendy's. You know,
Instead,
We
it's
like to go to
milkshakes in a vault.
yeah.
Where do we normally go to lunch? Wendy's, right? We go to Wendy's.
Well, Nick
No.
had to be different this time.
No, we've never gone to Wendy's for lunch.
I was trying
Nick had to be
fun.
different this time.
We go to
He had to do
Permanis.
shit.
a
We go
lot
to
of times.
Permanis. Permanis, that's a good
Permanis.
spot.
It's a good
Nick is
Western
thinking-
Pennsylvania.
Nick is thinking.
It's
Nick is
closer.
thinking for days. What can I have Dan do that would be fun and interesting? We're going to celebrate Milkshake Day, and we're going to go in the vault. To me,
I wasn't even thinking about the show. I literally thought a good place to meet Dan would be inside of a vault with milkshakes. We're just lucky we had the camera rolling.
That's right. That's right.
yeah, it just happens to be. Well, okay. So
I was afraid he was going to lock me in it. That's the only reason I agreed to make it a podcast.
I always make sure I say join us in the vault, because I don't want someone to think like, would you like to go in the vault?
Going to a vault, we can just lock you in. This
okay,
is literally a bank vault.
it is.
It's literally,
It
I'm in a
is.
bank, an
Yeah.
old bank. I'm in a vault. It's
Yeah.
a fact.
It's crazy.
We
Right?
were looking at ways to get out of here if that door closed, and I
There
don't
aren't
think there
any.
is one.
There isn't any. So before we cut to saying goodbye, I want to make sure that
Before we fade to
promote-
black.
Like we fade to black. I want to make sure we promote your business. Tell us who you are, what
Yes.
you do. We'll do that one last.
One last,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you again? Where do you
And what do you
work?
do?
What do you do?
Well, I'm Dan Rupp.
Yep.
I am a partner at Bort Insurance Services. We specialize in home, auto, life, business, Medicare.
How?
We've got different specialists for each thing.
Right.
It's not all of us doing one thing. So
Mhm.
if you want Medicare, you're going to talk to Angie. You want
Okay.
to talk about boat insurance, you're going to talk to Dennis.
Mhm.
You want life insurance, you're going to talk to me. You
Mhm.
want home insurance, auto, you're going to talk to Angela, Carrie, or there's a few of us that
Yep.
are really, really comfortable with that. But yeah, Bort Insurance started in 1975. It's older than me.
Okay. What's the
By a lot.
What does the WB stand for?
The W is actually
What's the W?
it's
Yeah.
weird because a lot of people don't recognize the W. The W is actually Woodard.
Okay.
It was Woodard Insurance, who was one of Dennis's neighbors, Dennis Bort, who was
Okay.
my partner.
Yeah.
So Mr. Woodard owned the agency before Dennis.
Okay.
So when Dennis came back from the Army, he served in the military. Thank you for your service, Dennis. We all love you.
Absolutely.
We all love all of our service members.
100%.
4th of July is coming up.
It is.
in America.
It's going to be after the 3rd of July.
Nick also knows you because he does mortgages.
Yeah,
Because
and
he
I,
does mortgages,
and I pump
yeah.
up Dan, I can pump up Dan a little bit
You guys are both great.
because I do
I've worked
refer.
with both of you a handful of times.
I do refer a lot of my clients and folks to Dan. I personally go through Dan. He's helped. I've had a couple accidents. He's great to deal with and stuff like that. He makes fun of me for about the first 20 minutes of the conversation.
Perfect.
and then
My
helps,
hero.
whatever, right? But I do want to. I'll pump you up a little bit before we head out here. You're one of the guys that a lot of times, if I have someone that needs, a certain kind of coverage, or they need, maybe they got, value of the property, but they need to bump it up to, rebuild cost, or if we can only go up to a certain premium amount. I have a lot of those sometimes.
Or last minute.
Say, hey Dan, we're closing tomorrow. Can you get me this real quick?
It's happens.
But he has, and he's really good at that. He's been a lifesaver with a lot of deals. Someone might have a deal where, maybe they're $1,200 a month or something like that. And I call him like, Dan,
A
you
year.
really need to get this at like 7 or 6.
A
You
year,
guys have
not a month. A
not a
year.
month.
Oh, a year.
I do
Yeah,
not
yeah,
have a
yeah.
single homeowner's policy.
No, I
that's
was saying
$1,200 a month.
other places. And then I was going to say you get it down to
Yeah.
60.
Well,
Oh
you
yeah,
guys-
those other places
Yeah.
are like
$1,200
$5,000
a month, right?
Oh, it's so
You know
expensive.
what,
But
though?
he helps in. He comes in a pinch.
Yeah.
I do.
But you have that in common, though.
Yes.
Like, you both are like para salespeople. Like if
Yeah.
I call you on a Sunday and it's like late and I'm just wrapping up an open house, you'll give them
I don't even think I know Dan's office number because I just call him on a cell.
You give all of your clients my
And
cell
I
phone
give
number
all
too.
the
Thank
clients
you.
his
Thank
cell
you. That's
number.
awesome. I appreciate that. I love those 9 o'clock calls on Saturday nights from strangers. It's so cool.
If I'm getting the call, you're getting the call. Come on.
Hey, we're partners. We're
But
partners
you know
in a
what?
way.
I do
We
deal-
are, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about it. I deal with a lot of folks. I deal with a lot of like underdogs. I deal with a lot of people, new Americans, people that don't speak English a lot. And you do well for them, and I really do appreciate it.
I do my best
That's
for
a
everybody.
little-
I do. That's
Nicely
fact.
done.
And then you do sell Erie products, but you sell a few other products if needed too, right?
Yeah, we're an independent agency. Erie Insurance. I mean, we love Erie Insurance. We love you, Erie.
We love Erie.
We love Erie. Bam, insurance.
Insurance.
That's an upside down I for Erie Insurance. But yeah, we do some with Progressive, Millville, ASI, a handful of other companies. But Erie's our focus. I got into insurance. I wanted to be an Erie Insurance agent. I didn't want to just be an agent. I didn't want to be an average agent. I wanted to be an Erie agent because in my mind, and it's still my mind, I think Erie Insurance agents are the top agents around.
Nice.
That's awesome.
We really care about our customers. We care about what we do. We care about making the product right. We make sure people have what they need. We make sure they understand what they need. And we do our best to make sure it's in their price range that they need. Like everything is a factor. We are insurance advisors at my office, or counselors, whatever you want to call us. But
teachers too.
Teachers, we talked about that earlier. Yeah. I mean, it's, people say, oh, you're insurance sales. It's like, no, I hate the word sales. Yep. I do. Because we advise people. That's what we do. If something's not right, if we don't have something for you, we've always been good to say, hey, like we have enough networks in the insurance industry that we say, hey, my friend Matt might have something. My friend Christine might have something.
Mm-hmm.
We all work together within the industry. We're competitors, but we're also teammates.
That's really cool. Well, we do appreciate you for coming in.
I would love the invite. I appreciate it.
We'll bring you back at some point, maybe, or maybe I'll just go to lunch with you sometime.
I think you got to just come back here for shakes.
We'll do Permani's podcast. We'll do it right from there.
From the table, right?
No, I'm kidding. You don't want to watch Nick eat.
Dan takes half the things out.
It happens. Yeah.
You don't want to watch Nick eat.
How is my order?
You and I have never gone to lunch, so I can't say that about you at this point.
This is hilarious.
He's fine with a milkshake.
Join us next week as we have a State Farm agent on, and
I can't.
Thanks for coming in, Dan.
All right, love you guys. Thank you, Julie.
Right.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate the invite.
Cheers.
Cheers, National Vanilla Milkshake Day.
National Vanilla Milkshake Day. Signing off. We'll see you in a moment. We'll wrap up. Welcome back to the vault. That was a good interview with Dan.
Oh, he's hilarious.
We had a good time.
Really, honestly, I didn't expect all that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I know he's funny, but he's very, honestly, I think that his attention to detail and his willingness to help people come through in the warmth also. And
it
so,
does.
and then you add right now, he's very funny. So humor is huge. That's awesome.
Honestly. And that's, I mean, I've hit it off with him. I've worked with him a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I do send a lot of clients and stuff like that his way, but when we'll just have conversations sometimes, in between the clients
mm-hmm.
or whatever we call them. We just shoot the shit basically and talk. And
we basically wanted to have lunch with you, but instead you invited
I said,
to
let's
have
go into the vault.
milkshakes in the vault.
Right. No. And that was fun. I mean, that was cool. I mean, he was definitely on my list. We had a little opening this week. I was heading out for vacation. So we did a secret. We did a couple episodes. So I'm currently out of town. So we did a couple episodes this week, and he was definitely on the list of guests that I wanted to have.
Good call.
When we thought of this.
Yep.
So he did a really good job. And like you said, he makes that connection with people, I think, and he cares for what he's doing for the client, and he really cares. He mentioned how he wanted to get into this industry, so he kind of gave something for his kids to maybe have someday,
Mm-hmm.
which is really honorable and cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat that he did that. And
Yeah.
who knows if they'll use it, but I
Mhm.
mean, to be able to give that opportunity to them,
Right.
that's
Right.
really, really special. So
Right.
that's really neat that he would do that.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, having people on, when you have people that are dealing with something as business minded as insurance or mortgage or selling real estate, not so much hypnotherapy. That's definitely more of a person, individual, figuring out your life goals kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with the business stuff, to having somebody who's willing to teach and be warm and to understand the human condition, and humor is so vital. So humor really gets you through a lot of difficult decisions.
Absolutely.
So.
I've seen him in a room. I've met him before. I've had to go, literally someone had to go pay their bill, and I met it was like three brothers. They're Syrian guys, and I met them outside the office, and we went in. They had to make the payment, because if they didn't make the payment, they weren't going to have enough money for closing and all this stuff.
Wow,
and,
yeah.
and he was able to do that for us, so he could show a payment was made. And it's like you go in there with like three guys. They barely speak English and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
and he rolled with the punches. He was just like, I'll do
This
whatever
is
you
business,
need.
yeah.
And it's really
do
neat
what
that he
you
does
do what
that.
you need. It's like the customer service stuff is still present and alive with this guy. So
Right.
So good job, good
Right,
call.
right. No, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a reason I use him. We did say earlier too, it is National Ugly Dog Day.
Yes, truth.
So we really, some interaction with all of you. If you watch the video this long, obviously we're toward the end here, so you've made it all the way. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And if you do, we would like to make it somewhat interactive. So if you want to share a picture of your dog, and I know it's hard to say your dog is ugly, and maybe you don't share your dog, maybe share someone else's. I like your black shirt today.
Thank you. As you can see, it's very dark. It says "We Love Erie," and you can't see that because it's written in visible ink.
Does it glow in the dark?
It's actually the darkest "We Love Erie." I like dark. I like "We Love Erie" at the eclipse. This is my eclipse.
During the eclipse,
during
the height of the totality.
"We Love Erie" during the eclipse shirt.
If we put a black light to it, will it show up or something?
No, because it's literally
it's during totality.
Yes, yes.
I went in at a science center one time. I went into a room that had no sound and no sight, so it was like all black and there was no sound. It was weird.
That's my closet.
That's your closet.
My closet's super weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you step into like another dimension or something like that?
Yeah. No sight, no sound.
No sight, no sound.
Yeah.
And because are you like a cartoon character? You have like black.
Yes, I'm just like a cartoon character.
All right. Well, on that.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in today. Thanks for coming in the vault. As always, we love you. And
thank you.
Keep celebrating National Vanilla Milkshake Day today and every day.
Every day. Every day.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.